So in this particular video, we are going to talk about DevOps, their roles and responsibility, what's the questions which comes in your interview, and how do you answer all these questions. So about what questions I'm talking about? I'm talking about all these 5 questions which I have received from one of our subscribers. He asked me that how can we answer all these questions, like how to introduce yourself as a DevOps engineer, what is DevOps in actual. If someone asks during the interview what is the DevOps, if someone asks what is your day-to-day task as a DevOps engineer, so what all the task I can tell which should look like a real one, correct? Or how do you do the troubleshooting related stuff. So if someone has not done the DevOps work and he or she wants to switch into the DevOps, so what can they explain during the interview so that it will look like that they have worked as a DevOps engineer? What's your team size, how you work on the different works, like what are the project management tool you have worked, correct? So we will be talking about all these things in this particular video. So let's directly move over here and let's get started with the what is DevOps, correct? So as you know, we are going to talk about the DevOps, correct? So DevOps itself stands as a development plus operations, correct? You can see development plus operation. So here development is one part, operation is second part. What does that mean? That DevOps is a world, or DevOps is a culture which adopt both the thing, the development plus operations. And DevOps guys focus on the automation related stuff. How the development process, how the operations process can be automated, how the CI/CD process, like someone has written down the code and that code need to be deployed somewhere, either on the on-prem centers or on the cloud center, correct? On the AWS cloud, on any of the cloud. So how these things can be automated so that there will be minimal human intervention, there will be minimum downtime kind of thing, correct? How these things can be automated, correct? So that's the focus of the DevOps cache, correct? So if we talk in general, it's development plus operations, where you should be aware of you can say the Python, correct? You should be aware of the Python, you should be aware of the Java, correct? You should be aware of the Java as well. Here you should be aware about the Linux system as well, Linux. Then you should be aware of what can we say? You should be aware of the Terraform. How can you provision the work? How can you provision the infrastructure using the Terraform scripts? Then you should be of course you should be aware of your AWS cloud. If you are working with AWS, correct, you should be aware of the AWS cloud. Or if you are not aware about the AWS cloud, you can go with other clouds as well. So you should be aware of all these things as well, correct? So when we say what is DevOps, DevOps is a kind of culture where we focus mostly on the automation, minimizing the manual task, and adopting all those tools which can leverage us for making our services highly available, highly scalable, so that it's able to sustain any kind of traffic, it's able to sustain any kind of disaster recovery related things, any kind of unpredicted impacts as well, correct? So that's the DevOps culture. Now if we focus on the second question, what is your day-to-day task as a DevOps engineer? So when someone is asking you what is your day-to-day task as a DevOps engineer, sorry, I had to pick the eraser. So the task comes from what you will say. Your task may come from the automation side, that I do the automation related stuffs, correct? When we say the automation, what kind of automation you do? You might be doing the automation on the AWS cloud for infrastructure provisioning, correct? You might be writing some of the scripts to provision the infrastructure over the AWS cloud. Then you might be writing the Docker file so that you can create the containers and out of the source code which is written, correct? You might be working with the Docker, and then you might be working with your Kubernetes. So if someone asks you what's your day-to-day task as a DevOps engineer, so you can simply say that in my day-to-day responsibility, I used to write Terraform modules which provision the infrastructure over the AWS cloud. I used to write the manifest.yml file, like I'm talking about the Kubernetes here. I used to write the deployment related file, I used to write the demonstrate related file, and even I used to manage the Kubernetes related things for our different services, for our different products which is being delivered to the customers. Even I used to write the Docker file so that we can create the container, we can create the image out of the source code, and we used to push it over the ECR. So you can mention about the Elastic Container Registry, AWS ECR as well, or you can mention about the Docker registry, correct? Then after this, you can talk about that. I also used to write your CI/CD pipeline, correct? CI/CD pipeline. So when we say the CI/CD pipelines, that means we are talking about the Jenkins here. Jenkins is one of the tool for the CI/CD, correct? So, you might be aware of, or even if you are not aware, Jenkins is the one of the one of the tool which can be utilized for CI/CD process. Or you can work with the GitHub Actions, correct? You can work with the GitHub Actions as well. So that's your day-to-day task. You can explain it. That I used to write the Terraform script. I used to write and manage the Jenkins file. I used to write the GitHub Actions. I work with the AWS Cloud directly. I focus on automation related stuff. I used to write the scripts, correct? Bash scripts to do the automation related stuff that you can talk about. Moving forward, if you come to the fourth question, how do you do troubleshooting, correct? So what can you do for the troubleshooting? If you think in general, so if any of the issues comes, correct, either you monitor or your someone cross team of people who is a part of SRE monitor the system and they encounter any issue, so what will you do? So basically, if you have monitored the systems, you will go up to the system, uh, you will get into the root cause. What's the root cause? For that you might be running your Linux command, correct? You might be running your Linux command. That might be your first step, and you will do the troubleshooting. You will fix that. You will do the automation. You will write the scripts, and you will do that. But what if the issue has been reported from the customer side, correct? So if the issue is reported from the customer side, you might be working with any of the project management tool. That might be your Jira, correct? You might get a Jira tickets. Most of the question I have received about these as well. So how do we proceed for the any troubleshooting or for any task which is assigned? So you might be working with the Jira that will be assigned to you, or you might be working with any ServiceNow tool, correct? You might be let me pick up the eraser. Yeah, so you might be working with any ServiceNow tool, ServiceNow, and there will you will receive a ticket and then you will be working upon that. It also depends on the different environments. Like if you are working with the production, you might be receiving a ticket. If you are working with for the QA, you might not be receiving a ServiceNow ticket. Instead, you might be receiving a Jira ticket. Correct. So all depends on the organization. So you can go with the process like whenever a issue occurs, I used to get a Jira ticket for that issue, and we used to do the time estimation, correct? How much time it will take if it's not the production related things. So we used to do the time estimation, how much time it will take. We used to get into the system, we used to raise a ticket for that, and accordingly we start working. So whoever is available for working on that particular system, they will pick up the tickets and they will start working on that. So this is how you get started with the non-technical steps to do the troubleshooting related things. Once you get on the system, you start writing, like just suppose that your one of the deployment has failed. So what you will do? You will log in into the cluster, correct? You will log in into the cluster. Once you log in, you will get into the particular namespace. You will get into the namespace particularly, and then once you are in the namespace, what you will do? You will be here running all the kubectl commands, and through the kubectl command you will get into the troubleshooting steps. Once you are there over the troubleshooting steps, what you will do the next? You are going to run the particular commands. What you will do? You can run the kubectl commands. Here I am just writing the k for checking the logs. If any of the pod is crashing, you can write kubectl logs and then the pod id. You will be seeing the logs of the that particular pod. That, and then you can run the commands kubectl get events, which will show you the all the events which are there. So with the help of events, you will be able to get the issues, what are the issues are coming, correct? So you can run the kubectl logs, you can run the kubectl get events, you can run the describe commands, so which will describe that how much, what are the configuration related to your deployment file or related to your pod related details, correct? So it will describe everything. So you will get it, you will go through the kubectl logs, you will go through the kubectl describe, you will go through the watch command, which will help you to monitor if you want to monitor any system. So you can run the kubectl commands, and that with the help of that kubectl command, you will be able to your what we say, you can run the watch commands, and watch command will help you to get the real time logs or real time events which are happening with the help watch command, correct? Then after that, the next question is, what's your team size? Why do someone ask you that what's your team size? Team size is asked whether you are the individual contributor or you are working with a team, and so that's the motto behind the question. So if you say I do have the 20 people, so based on your roles, what you perform exactly? That's the question, correct? So you will have to explain that I do have the certain kind of responsibility. What I used to do, I used to contribute single-handedly. Like I am the individual contribution who are writing the modules, Terraform modules, who are writing the deployment file, or I'm managing to juniors there as well. So you can describe according to yourself. You can create your story and you can tell. Or if you have worked in really, you can explain that as well. So after that, the next question is uh, the first one that we left, how to introduce yourself. So if you are appearing for the DevOps engineer, so of course you are going to tell about yourself, the tools, the technology, the skill sets, and your experience and the projects as well. So you can start with like my name is XYZ, and I do have this number of experience with this particular organization. I have been working with the AWS cloud. Like you can go with the other cloud as well. So I have been working with AWS cloud, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Jenkins as a CI/CD tool. I have also worked with the GitHub Actions. I have worked with the APM tools like Grafana, Dynatrace, Splunk, Elk, whatever the list tools you want to tell. So I have worked with all these tools, and my project is globally present. Like we do have multiple clients for that particular product, but we cannot reveal that client name as well, as you know. So it's a kind of your you can say that it's a kind of 25 to 30 microservices architecture, consists of 25 to 30 microservices, through which we are making a tool which helps our customer to generate their businesses. Okay? And then you can go with your day-to-day task and other stuffs. If you want to introduce anything non-technical things about yourself, you can introduce, and then your interview will proceed. Your interview will proceed based on the skill set what you have just explained in your introduction, correct? Like I am saying, my name is Manish Tiwari, and I have been working with AWS Cloud, Terraform, Kubernetes, Docker, GitHub, CI/CD, Jenkins, then the APM tools like Dynatrace, Splunk, Elk, and your Grafana, Prometheus, Loki, Tempo, and then the OpenTelemetry. Then I have been working with your what can you say there? The GCP cloud. So my questions will start with all these things what I have mentioned, correct? So this is what I wanted to talk about in this particular video, and we will meet in the next video with another topic. Till the time, thank you. Bye bye.